Evening, everybody. This is Andy Shaner here with the Vets League tonight. Welcome back, welcome back. We're here at Texas. Hopefully he's here. I don't know if he is, but we'll give him a shout out, see if he is. My sidekick, Tommy Bear. You here, Tommy?
I wouldn't miss this for the world, Andy.
What is up, my man? I'm excited about tonight.
Texas.
I'm excited about tonight. We have an awesome race tonight here at Texas. The field has grown since last week. Just look at the speed charts. We got 17 drivers out there this week. Really excited to see this. We got some awesome new paint schemes we're looking at as well. And just based off what we had last week, I'm looking forward to another race.
Yeah, just a quick update from pit road. I just got done talking with Lonnie Mixon, and he was able to get his paint on that car this weekend.
Fantastic. I know he was trying to do that, and I'm glad that he got it done because it's a new paint. I think a navy paint Chuck McDonald did for him. So that I'm excited to see that one out there. So welcome back, Tommy. We had an awesome race at Daytona last week. Devin Zimmerman took home the win after a really nice race. Ran up front pretty much the whole race. A little bit of pit strategy came into play where some guys kind of lost it at the end. They had race one, but lost it with the draft. So what are we looking forward to tonight?
Well, it's going to be hard to top last week, but Texas brings a lot of speed. There's a couple different lanes you can run here. It wants to behave like a super speedway on that backstretch, but when you come around the corners in the tri-oval, you got to kind of behave a little bit, or that car's going to go around backwards on you.
It's a little bit trickier, right? So you got a little bit of a slicker race car. Rear end wants to come out, but a fast track. But tires come into play this week. Didn't have really tires into play last week with the Super Speedway, but this week, Texas is going to chew them up.
Yeah, it's going to feel like a super speedway, but tire wear here will not be like a super speedway. I'm willing to bet we're going to need at least one pit stop, and I think a few of the guys, if you're outside the top 10, you might be coming in for an extra set towards the end of the run.
Absolutely. So we've got excellent race we're looking forward to. Some new guys have joined us this week. The speed charts are completely different than what we saw at Daytona right now. You got Ryan Shelton, although Shelton was up front last week. Ethan Thompson, is always a fast guy. Here we're going to see a little bit more of the driver's skill versus the super speedway.
Yeah, you see from front to back just over a second, but you look at the top 11 or so, top 15, you have less than half a second between those guys running up front.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be exciting. And we're just, 6/10 all the way down to P15, P16. So going to be a close race for sure. Let's get a couple things out of the way while we're still in practice here, Tommy, because we do have 9.5 left in practice. Let's talk about some of our awesome sponsors we got. So let's start off with our Victory Lane sponsor. Okay, who's going to go visit the sunny South Victory Lane today?
Yeah, so Victory Lane is sponsored by Sunny South Raceway in Grand Bay, Alabama. One of our drivers out there, Lonnie Mixon, is actually the track manager there, and the family at Sunny South has agreed to provide trophies for the end of this year.
Yeah, it's awesome. And if you get a chance, they really cater to young drivers. You ever get a chance to get down towards the Mobile, Alabama area, go check out Sunny South Raceway.
Yeah, we had a chance to visit there as back charities and did a little event for the kids while we were there. And man, so many young motorsports fans there that are developing that love for the sport that you and I both share up here in the booth.
Absolutely, and it's from the youngins, right? You got 5-year-olds out on the track, and then you got teenagers out on the track, and then you got adults on the track. It's just awesome to see. Very family-friendly track. Next up, B&B Wraps.
B&B Wraps. So I believe he is also providing a prize. We won't even call it a trophy now since the trophies are covered by Sunny South Raceway, but he will be providing a poster board for the season champion, which is basically it's a vehicle style 3M wrap wrapped around a piece of cardboard or a piece of wood they get to hang on their walls to show off to their friends how fast they were here. B&B Wraps, from coffee cups to semi trucks. If you need a wrap, he can do it.
Absolutely. Next up, the one that really doesn't need any introduction. Been with TDR and a supporter of TDR forever, and that is McConey Setup Shops.
Yeah, McConey and Jeff, the guy that runs the place over there, he's always had a big part in charity, not just with the back charities and TDR, but all over the iRacing service. Tons of guys know who this guy is, use his service. Super affordable stuff he has over there, super fast stuff he has over there. And since you and I have both been running the iRock series, those setups we both know are very fast.
Absolutely. I mean, he provided one for the iRock series at Auto Club, where you just don't see super late models. And it was super fast Thursday night, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, that was his setup started out a little loose, because loose is fast. If you have trouble handling that setup, they do have a whole Discord server dedicated to getting people that have bought a setup a little bit of help dialing it in more to their tastes.
And now we'll move on to our title sponsor, which was a trivia question on this week in TDR this week. So there's still a chance for you guys to go out there and answer this question. But we've got our title sponsor for the Vet League, Total Business Solutions.
Yes, to you guys out there listening, Total Business Solutions, this is the title sponsor. This is the big guy. This is the guy that is bringing all this to you, the live coverage, the actual racing out here. So go check these guys out at TotalBusinessSolutionsNE.com. They do payroll management, employee benefits, time and attendance, insurance, merchant services. They provide business services to help you focus on growth, and they make it easy.
Absolutely. And the leader over there, Sean Risley, is a guy you've heard in the booth if you've been following TDR and Back Sports and tuned into our broadcast before. Sean Risley, man on the mic, but also man in your office to help you out.
Yeah, he went from covering some of these events in prior seasons to actually helping us put this one on this season.
Absolutely. So that's your title sponsor. Go out there, answer the question.
I bet we still get a couple wrong answers.
Absolutely. We got a lot of different answers for that one. So that was not a trick question by any means, but I guess we do have a couple other sponsors, so I can see where that
until iRacing gives us the ability to actually put it on the wall of the track, I think we just need to make a point to let everyone know that is the title sponsor.
Right, that's right. Let's see. Real quick, while we have some time, because we do have 5 minutes left in practice here, Tommy, I want to talk about a special event that we put on Friday night.
Yeah, definitely ring home for a lot of these guys out on the track. It was our annual Cards for the Troops fundraiser. Lots of cars turned out to race that event, but more importantly, lots of drivers and even non-drivers, just TDR members, opened their hearts and their wallets to contribute to this fundraising event. We're not quite sure how many cards the money will buy us, but we were able to raise almost $700 for that Operation Cards for the Troops.
Yeah, which is just phenomenal job by this TDR family, getting that done, and not only that. I mean, obviously that it was the priority was to get the donations, get the cards for these troops stationed overseas. There was a phenomenal race involved with this thing too. Super Speedway action in Nashville Super Speedway in the street stocks, and it did not disappoint. 3 wide, double deep.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't catch the event live, it is on our YouTube. Go back and watch it. I mean, that was some of the most exciting racing I've seen. And even, there weren't that many yellows. The way they were racing, I expected a lot more cautions than we had. And the field never got spread out. I mean, it truly was super speedway racing. They were 4 wide at one point, but like you said, 3 wide, double deep, 2 wide, 10 lanes back. It was some good racing.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then we had, almost photo finish Yeah, go back and watch it. It's on the YouTube channel. Go back and watch the Cardsford Troop event from Friday. So worth watching.
Yeah, the racing itself, it's beyond words. We really can't describe in words how awesome it is. I think only video can do it justice.
That's right. So yeah, that was just a phenomenal event. Tons of fun, great racing, and all for really a great cause. And the family did a phenomenal job. And hopefully we can brighten some days and brighten some holidays for our military troops.
Yeah, and one last point about that fundraiser: the top 8 donators will actually have their cards and names featured on the back of that card. So a big shout out to Jeremy Gaiman, who we'll see out there tonight. Jim Downham, Chris Lockwood, Lonnie Mixon, another veteran driver on the track today. Dustin Velhusen, Blair Patterson, Greg Bezreau, and Robert Drask. Thank you guys so much, and thanks to everyone else who contributed to that event.
Absolutely, yeah. Their cards are going to be featured on the back of the card, just like we did last year. And if you guys want to see last year's card, I found this on Facebook the other day. Blair Patterson has Blair Patterson's Hot Pass. I think you got to subscribe. I think it's $4 a month. Helps Blair out, but he still has the card from last year. It's in his race room with all his collectibles. His car was featured on the back last year as well, and he showed it off during his daily hello to the Hot Pass crew. So you get a chance to check that out because it was really, really cool. I think it was yesterday's post.
And speaking of Blair Patterson, during that event, anyone who donated got their name on the Wheel of Fortune, if you will. We gave out a ton of really awesome prizes, and Blair Patterson actually wound up winning the grand prize. He got to take home a butt kicker too for his charitable contribution.
Yes, which is awesome. And he, during it was a race room tour that he took us on for yesterday's post in the Hot Pass,
Mm-hmm.
and he showed us exactly where that butt kicker was going to go. So
And fun story real quick. I actually got a warning from Facebook. I popped into Blair's stream shortly after the event, and I said, "Hey, Blair, you want a butt kicker?" And I got warned for bullying. Yep.
Isn't that funny?
Got to watch what you put on that Facebook there.
You didn't win a butt kicking. You won a butt kicker.
I thought that was hilarious, and I'm just glad it wasn't a ban.
Yes. We get ready to finish up practice here with only 30 seconds left. Qualifying coming up. Let's give some shout outs to some of our viewers out there on the chat. We got Dustin Valduz, and he's out there. He's at bowling, but also watching this race. So, hey, Dustin, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Say hello to the entire bowling family for us. Tell them to go check out the YouTube. Tell them to check out the Facebook group. Dustin's an awesome supporter of TDR, great driver, and our newest admin as well.
Also, while you're at the bowling alley, walk into the bar. They've got smart TVs there. See if they can get the YouTube pulled up, and you guys can watch some racing between
There
between
you
lanes.
go. That's how you do it right there, Dustin. And then next we've got Crazy Vet Fam, also known as Kurt Gudenkoff. Kurt, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. He was like the leader of this Vets series before he had some unfortunate health issues restricting him from driving, but still around to support this Veterans League. So we appreciate him tuning in tonight.
Yeah, and a true veteran due to some of the injuries he's received. He's been dealing with the VA for well over a year now, and fortunately we were able to pick this up. But yeah, I think he's through the worst of it now. So we wish you a very speedy recovery, Kurt.
Jay Downham has checked in, brother of Jim Downman. Jim is up in race control tonight for the Vets League, so appreciate Jay checking in. And Steven Hutchinson has checked in. What's going on, Steven? Another great TDR driver.
Yeah, got a full house over there.
Yeah, we got some good people. Appreciate everybody checking in because, hey, if it wasn't for you guys watching, we wouldn't be doing this. So obviously get on the chat, talk to us. We'll do our best to respond as things are going on here.
Oh,
Yeah.
as long as the racing's not like last weekend, I couldn't even focus on the chat during all that street stock action in that cards event.
I'm checking out these qualifying times here. We got Corey Harrigus, which Corey's been around in the Vets League for a while. He is sitting on the pole currently, followed by Kevin Giguere.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
C'est
going to mess that
français.
one up
C'est
all the time. Corey and Kevin are up there, veterans of the Veterans League. Andrew Bisnett has now been up. There's Ryan Shelton. I was about to say, I didn't see Corey on the top of the charts during practice, but
Isn't that up there? I saw Zimmerman was sitting in third there briefly. And just another side note from the pits. We know Kevin Guillier and the other one you said before.
Corey Harrigus.
Harrigus. So they were racing with Mike Smith. They were a team of 3 in season 3 when they ran the trucks. And I believe Mike Smith will be back in a couple races.
Yeah, and Mike's in the middle of a move. And I said Alaska. Sorry, Mike, if you're listening or watching. Thought you were moving to Alaska. I was mistaken and corrected. It is the other Aska. Which is Nebraska. Sorry about that. We don't want anybody to have to move to Alaska unless you're like forced to or something.
Well, if anybody has ever known anyone in the military, oftentimes you are forced to move to some places you might not want to be.
Which is why Alaska made sense. I don't know.
I never doubted you for a second. Looks like Clugs Inferno checking in on the chat as well. He says, "Good luck, guys. This is his strong track."
Can we see Andrew Bisnett's car? Yes, in a bit. I'll make sure he gets on there. From the way he's been driving lately, you'll get him in a replay.
He has had a rough run of it. Was it? Oh, it was IROC, the IROC race we were in. He was just those McConey setup shops loose as fast, and I don't think he was the only one having trouble keeping it out of the wall that night.
No, but his was early. It was after he told me I was going to cause all the problems, and he instead hit the wall, bounced off, and took me out.
And just a quick update, Clugs Inferno, who chimed in on the chat here, he is actually Nicholas Smith on iRacing. He is currently P17 in qualifying.
Okay, so Mr. Hutchinson painted Bisnett's car, so that's why he wants to see it. We will see it as they line up here shortly after qualifying completes. Looks like Ryan Shelton's going to sit on the pole next to Kevin. You can say the last name?
Yeah.
Andrew Bisnett's going to come in third with an exact same time as Kevin.
Really fast. Really, really fast. And only a thousandth of a second back to fourth to Corey Harrigus as well.
Yeah. And Jeremy Gaiman looks like was fifth. But we got 20 cars in here this week. I think we only had about 12 or 13 last week.
Well, the first race of the season, you would expect a big turnout, but I think moving to Monday nights has been better for some of the guys over on the West Coast, not as good for some of the East Coast. So as we progress through the season, I expect more guys to become aware of the actual start time for the new season, and I think this field will grow as the season progresses.
Absolutely.
Speaking of, if anybody out there watching is a veteran, active duty, or first responder, this league is open to any and all of you. Just join the Tyler Daniels Racing Facebook group, and we'll explain how to get in from there.
If it's that, so the number one you see sitting on the line there is Andrew Bisnett, car painted by Stephen Hutchinson.
That's a good looking paint. I like the stars on the blue there.
Yeah, it's neat. Guys go all out for these kind of series. I want to show off what their accomplishments were in the military. We got lots of different types of paint, and don't forget about Devin Zimmerman, who was our last week's winner. What is his job with the Air Force?
I don't know how to explain it appropriately, but he is essentially the esports ambassador for the Air Force. So the Air Force has an esports division, and Zimmerman is the ambassador for that.
It's pretty far out, pretty wild. So Hopefully he brings. I mean, I want that job. Can I go in the Air Force and do that? Like.
I would like the title, but I'm not sure I'm ready to enlist at my ripe young age. I don't think I'd be any use to the military at
Oh,
this point.
come on, Tommy. You can do it.
Now, if they need a marketing guy, I'm all in. Maybe I could get into recruiting.
Corey Harrigus, Jerry McGaiman, Donald Price. I couldn't catch the other one. Maybe Bruce Amsden, Devin Zimmerman, Ryan Walker, Ethan Thomas, Chuck McDonald, Robert Cochran, Michael Green, Jesse Elliott, Michael Kopp, Nicholas Smith, Lonnie Mixon, Jonathan I don't know what his last name is.
Hop. I think it's K-O-P-P.
That might be a Hutchinson.
And then I saw Robin Pardon,
There's
and
Rick
you didn't say his
Kohler in
name,
11th.
so I didn't get a chance to go Pardon.
Pardon?
I'm surprised to see Devin Zimmerman sitting back there in 9th. He's usually one that qualifies well and runs up front.
Yeah, he's usually pretty quick. And get rolling finally off of pit road here. Everybody made the grid.
And the leader's off to an astounding start.
Yes.
Look at that breakaway.
Chasing down the pace car.
I wonder if Kevin maybe was looking away for a second and didn't get it in gear in time to chase him off.
If you're new to the stream, if you have just tuned in, make sure you say hello. We'd like to know who's out there and would like to give you a shout out.
Yeah, and if you're able, hit that like, hit that share, and make sure you subscribe so you know whenever we go live. Obviously, we'll be covering this event every week when these guys hit the track, but there's many other events we covered throughout the week. Some consistently, some sporadic charity events, special events, so that we're always doing at least something once a week.
Yeah, I go back and check out This Week in TDR.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I've watched about half of that. It was a little lengthy.
What do you want me to do when we got 12 leagues?
I know. I remember when you used to do it, and it was like a 20-minute video. I tried watching it while I was at work today, and I'm like, well, work kept pulling me away, so I didn't get to finish it, unfortunately. But the first half was great.
Pace car's off. Ryan Shelton's going to lead them to the green.
Here we go.
I'm excited about this one. We should have some really awesome racing tonight.
And at least one good wreck, I'm willing to bet.
Green flag in the air, and here goes Shelton with Jaguar to the outside.
Yeah, we'll work on your French.
So we're just gonna call him Kevin. Biznett Jaguar's way off the pace. Biznett's gonna end up taking second.
And it looks like we won't get an update on the intervals until they come across the line. It looks like the intervals are still showing their qualifying times, but that has clearly changed as they come across the line now.
Yes, we got Shelton, Biznett, and Harrigus up front. Zimmerman's moved up to 4th already. Jeremy Gaiman, Sean Warrob.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet Zimmerman may have had some trouble in qualifying there. It's not very often we see him anywhere outside the top 5 coming into the beginning of an event.
We filter back to Rick Kohler. Nice paint job. He's an awesome painter. Anybody needs a paint, hit up Rick Kohler. He's a great painter.
Who's running that green car running just ahead of Rick?
Jeremy Gaiman in his Army car.
Yeah, I like that matte green color. Looks very military.
Back to Ethan Thompson. Just ahead of the 40 of Chuck McDonald.
Yeah, and I've noticed since we've opened this to first responders too, I'm seeing a lot more color red out there. I think we've got quite a few firefighters that have signed up for this league and are racing against some of the other heroes out there. And Kevin Harvick's made an appearance.
There he is. Kevin Harvick. It happens to be Richard Pardon has hopped in or commandeered it, I guess, Kevin Harvick's car. And running side by side with Lonnie Mixon.
Does Keegan know about this? I thought that was Keegan's ride.
Yeah. You got the 22 of Kopp behind them. And then Ethan
Looking real sporty and comfortable out there. I don't see a lot of sliding yet. We know these tires are going to fall off. But everyone looks really, really calm, cool, collected, and comfortable.
Yeah, and Shelton hasn't given up his distance yet. Andrew Bisnett is getting chased down pretty hard by Corey, though. So Corey runs
last
up
time-
the high side there.
Last time by the line, the gaps remained pretty consistent at about half a second from first to the two gentlemen running for second and third.
As Corey looks to the underneath, Bisnett here for second. He's going to easily take that position away from him.
I think Andrew's just going to let him have that. There's still quite a few laps to go, and we know pit stops are going to be a factor here. I don't think there's
absolutely. I mean,
a whole
we're
lot of
only-
reason to dent the doors this early in the race.
We're only going, we're going 90 laps. We're here on lap 7. Let him. I think Andrew's thought is, let Corey kind of chew up them tires a little bit. Although Andrew's running the low line, Corey's running the high line. If you're going to try and save some tires, you got to run up on that high line. But they both dip down to the line here out of 3-4. I did see
Cycling.
Corey was running up. He runs up high here in 1 and 2.
Yeah, cycling back through the field, you're about 2 seconds back. This front pack is from fourth place, and then we've got almost 10 seconds between the leader and last.
Yes. So we do our best. We know everybody's, out here to have a good time, and we do our best to try and showcase everybody out on the track the best we can. I know there's a lot of action on the track too we want to cover, but don't want to miss anybody. As this is Armsden. Take a look at there.
Yeah, good little race going on here.
You got Jesse Elliott in there. Jesse Elliott, the 25. The 63 is Armsden. With the 40 of Chuck McDonald ahead of them.
I mean, it looks like they've sorted that out. Being very polite this early in the race. I think they're no one's trying to get in trouble this soon. They've got unlimited tires, but only one quick repair.
We got a battle here. Sean Warob.
Sean's one.
7.
We know Sean can bring a lot of speed based on his past appearances in this series and previous
And
seasons.
Ethan Thompson, I mean, he just took him there. And the 49 is Walter. Oh, it's just hard to read.
Well, so we've already got one car in the.
Yes, it's
Oh,
Ryan
I'm sorry.
Walter.
That's race control.
Yeah, there's a totally different screen I'm looking at. But Ryan Shelton, he's just opening it up. He's just pulling away. He's cruising right now.
Well, as that quarter final says, he flies.
Quiet race so far. Yes, it has been, Dustin. You haven't missed anything. Ryan Shelton is just pulling away a couple tenths a lap. He's now up to a 2-second lead over Corey Harrigus and Andrew Bisnett. Very quiet. Really, nobody's doing a whole lot. It's been a fanned out race. We're on
Yeah.
lap 13 of 90.
And at this point, Ryan Shelton's really just racing to the first yellow or the first pit stop, because tires will fall off you. Either someone's going to wreck it, or everyone's going to have to struggle to find their pit stall.
Yeah, I'm digging that 22 paint of Cop there, and now we've got the
we got one in
90.
the wall
The 90. Oh,
Back up
boy.
on the track.
That is Robert Cockrum. He took a wicked hit. It's a single car incident, so we will stay green, but we ought to take a look at what
Pretty good hit there, but that hit on the inside that sent him back up the track. It looks like
it looks like he just got up into the wall. Oh no, he gets hit by the 15.
interesting.
15 of Michael Green gets into him.
Well, we'll make sure to get them some counseling after the race, sponsored by Back Parodies. I'm sure there's going to be something to work out there.
You know, that's a shame when you have something like that for Robert, because when it's a single car, you don't get the yellow. And that's one you've got to limp it back to the pits and take that quick repair and do your best to get back out.
Yeah, as much as people say if your car's on the track, you need to take a tow and get it in there. Honestly, if you can do it safely and wait, it's so much more beneficial to get that car off the track and limp it in than it is to take the full amount of time it takes to tow to the pit.
Yeah. And so I'm wondering, Dustin has checked in, said he's back from bowling. I want to know what he bowled today.
How'd you do, Dustin?
Let us know.
As we see,
Devin
Devin Zimmerman has made it up to second place, sorting out Corey and Andrew, and gaining about a tenth of a lap right now.
Yeah, he's maybe saved him first couple laps, and now he's on a move here because he is pulled away from Corey Harrigus. Andrew Bisnet is falling back.
I think that little bit of racing that Corey and Andrew did early on might have used their stuff up a little sooner than they would have liked.
Well, and you saw what Corey was doing, running that high line in 1 and 2. That's going to save him. Andrew was he's down low every corner, and that is going to chew your tires up in a place like Texas. So he's now taking that higher line.
And I also see the way guys run is often it's a strategy in itself. Or when do you think a yellow will happen? Do you think you're going to get a long green flag run and you're racing to the pit stop? Then you run the high line and try to save your equipment. If you're expecting a yellow flag within the first 20, 30 laps, maybe you are running the inside, burn it up because you're expecting that yellow.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at the 7 of Sean Worob just flying it on the underside here of Corey.
Any idea what the pit window might be here?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuel is. Again, that goes back to when you said you needed to do more research.
Dustin bowled a 659 over 3 games.
What was your high, buddy? I mean, we can do math. That's 250.
I assume that's 2 300s and a mistake.
Yeah, I mean that's like a 220 average almost. Zimmerman is closing the gap.
Racing.
How long now? Now it becomes what is that window? How long can you go? Because he's closing the gap, but not enough.
Well, he was closing at about a tenth per lap, and it seems like his average now is maybe half a tenth per lap. So he's slowed down a little bit, or Ryan Shelton's picked up the pace, one of the two.
Yeah, he gets a good run, and then it just can't. For some reason, it's off the corner speed.
This is also it's a track. It's super speedway-esque, but it is a driver's track. Might not be one of Devin's best. Maybe he's having trouble putting down some consistent lap times. Every lap might be fast, but they might not be consistent enough to keep up with someone like Ryan Shelton.
We got Robert Cockrum is back on the track. That's good to see. It's a beautiful looking Navy vehicle there. It's got the Ram, which is the mascot of the Naval Academy. If you weren't aware of that.
That is a good looking paint scheme.
Oh, I know that because my brother-in-law went to the academy.
I just saw Reese's Pieces car go by too, and I'm wondering what's in my kid's
Are
Halloween
you
bucket.
hungry? That is Nicholas Smith. I think he went trick-or-treating with it.
Man, I do love me some Reese's Pieces.
We got some more action with Lonnie Mixon. He's mixing it up there with Elliott.
And for those of you who didn't catch the intro and all the sponsors, Lonnie Mixon is actually the track manager for the racetrack that sponsors Victory Lane here in the TDR Veterans Only Series.
And we got Rick Kohler running the Mission 22.
Yeah, Rick Kohler, another accomplished car painter. He made a whole bunch of Mario Kart schemes for a Pro Light 2 race we did over at TDR.
Ryan Walter in the 49.
Ryan Walter, I believe, is a newcomer, both to the series and TDR in general.
Yes, that's a nice looking paint scheme he's got there.
Yeah, it is.
Chuck McDonald in the 40.
Chuck McDonald, I believe he made the paint scheme for Lonnie Mixon.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And that chrome paint scheme, that red chrome is looking good out there.
That is pretty slick. As we go back to the 25 of Elliott one more time.
Well, you say it's slick. I'm willing to bet it's not as slick as those tires are starting to feel.
We're up to the 23 of Hutchinson.
That is some sharp contrast right there.
Yes, it is. Wonder if that's another Steve job.
Steve Jobs. I won't comment further on that.
22 of Cop. I hope I'm saying that right. K-O-P-P would be Cop.
It's either cop or cop. I don't think it's the latter.
As here comes the 15 of Michael Green.
Well, since Devin Zimmerman's
And
come
he's
in,
behind, is once again behind that 90.
maybe they got a little thing going on out there between the two of them.
I hope
But I did want to update everyone out there. David Zimmerman has broken that 3-second gap. He's now down to 2.2.
He's down to 3.3.
I stand corrected. There's a speck of dirt on my screen here. There we go.
Kevin Harvick is back. Although that is Robin Parton.
I guess since Kevin's playoff hopes were dashed, he figured he'd take a shot at the TDR Veterans Only Series.
The 13 of Price.
Price, another newcomer. I think, was he in the Daytona event last week, or is this his first event?
I believe this is his first event.
Well, much luck to him out there racing against some of these veterans, both in iRacing and in the real world. It's going to be a tough task for him.
Donald Price, he's a couple laps down. We see Nicholas Smith heading towards the pits, looks like.
Heading in to get some Reese's, I'm sure.
Corey Harrigus, we saw Corey up there earlier. Has fallen back in the field just slightly. I think he used up his stuff, like you said. And then the 11 of Kevin. And whoa, he's getting a little close to Chuck. It's a little squirrely. 25's into him. 25's into the wall. Can he hold it? Oh, no. That's a black flag.
That is a black flag, and around here we don't just clear them. You earned it, you serve it.
Yep, Jesse Elliott, unfortunately, there is going to have to pay for that one.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. But better to get it over with now. Go ahead and serve that penalty. Hope for that lucky dog and come back and, win it all.
That's right.
That's how I imagine my race is going, but I have a bigger imagination than talent.
This is one of the best matte look paints I have seen.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that paint scheme is top notch. It fits the series very well. I think Jeremy Gaiman knocked it out of the park. And he's actually one of the guys that's been helping us a lot with this series this year.
Ethan Thompson in the 9 car. I kind of dig that. I'm not quite sure what's on the hood there.
Yeah, I can't tell from this angle.
Sean Worob, U.S. Air Force.
Yeah, he's one that we know brings a lot of speed to some of these tracks. And I don't think Texas is one of his better tracks. But you catch him out there on Bristol or, one of the smaller tracks these guys go at, watch out for him.
And back to Andrew Business. Hey, he's got that TDR license plate. We're liking that there. Painted by Stephen Hutchinson.
Always a fan of a TDR license plate.
We're back to Ryan Shelton in the lead. He does have, yes, now Zimmerman is less than 3. 2.7 at the moment. Zimmerman is closing it. We're on lap 33. I'm going to assume that pit stop's got to be coming here soon.
Yeah, I think we saw Nicholas Smith come in. I'm willing to bet that was a short pit situation, trying to gain a few laps, hopefully doing that ahead of a caution or something to get some field position later on. But I really don't know what the window is here. I think 40 laps is probably stretching it.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, now it's a bigger track and more speed and wide open, but like Daytona's like 34 to 36. So
Yeah, it also depends on how you're running. Are you in the pack? Are you really digging on cars trying to get by them? Or are you being gentleman Jim and letting guys go by you? I mean, there's a lot of factors that play into it, but I think around lap 40 is when that window's going to open for these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've had guys maybe, yeah, starting to head in. Maybe it looks like Michael Green just went a lap down. I don't know if that's because of a pit stop. Zimmerman's closed into almost 2.5.
Yeah, and Ryan Shelton is bringing a lot of speed. I wouldn't be surprised if he's lapping some guys that are having trouble being consistent and getting around these corners as fast as he is.
Zimmerman's coming, but we're really. I just, again, I'm wondering, and I'll be keeping an eye on when they come so we can try and do the math. They're gonna make me math late at night. See how far we can go here.
I'm almost certain we've had some pit stops. I see Ethan Thompson has cycled up into 3rd place here. He was a few spots back, not two, but a handful of laps ago. So I'm willing to bet a couple cars did jump down there.
We do have some additional people joining us tonight, so if you're out there, make sure you say hello on the chat. I'd love to give you a shout out.
That's what we do.
Do a little race talk. If you guys got anything out there, you got some stuff you wanna talk about, some race stuff, shoot it at us.
Yeah, any questions? What do you think the strategy play is? Who's your favorite to win? That's always a popular topic in the chat. A lot of these guys that are showing up to watch, or their friends or their family members of some of the guys that are in the event. So obviously they always pick their favorites, and it's always curious to me who they're going to pick.
Yeah, who you here to see tonight? Who's your guy?
I'm willing to bet if we got a few Zimmerman fans, I bet we got a few Shelton fans out
We
there.
had some Zimmerman guys in for Daytona last week. I do remember that.
Yeah, as we see, about 15th place back is 1 lap down now.
Yes. Robert Pardon is in the pits.
And as we're approaching lap 40, I think we're going to see quite a few more takers here. I'm really interested to see when the leaders come down.
Yeah, because that again, that's going to make us math and see if we can make it to the end. If we got to go, if we're going to have a short pit at some point, or what kind of the strategy is. As Zimmerman has now closed it down to just about 2 seconds even on Ryan Shelton.
Well, lucky for us, this is simple math. If they can make it to 45, they should be good, right? Unless they have some issues out there.
Dustin, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I was really wrapped up in some football yesterday, so did not see the NASCAR race yesterday. Heard there was some. Well, I did see the highlights of the fireworks at the start-finish line afterwards.
The only part of the race I saw was a replay video of Kyle Busch running that mouth.
It's all you ever see. Here's a question for the chat that I want to put out there. And I want you guys to answer this however you think, whatever you really think. Kyle Busch, with his attitude and the way he is it an act? Is he trying to play the heel, the bad guy, to try to grow the viewership of NASCAR? Because NASCAR hasn't had that heel character in a while.
I mean, his nickname is Rowdy.
So, is it an act, or is he really just that angry all the time? Let me know on the chat.
What do you think, Andy?
I think it's an act.
I tend to lean that way. I think it's an act as well. I think the whole Rowdy persona, all that, is just him trying to sell more diecasts.
Yeah, so because anybody who might be a wrestling fan out there knows that everybody's starting to cheer the heels, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so he's building a fan base off being the heel. He's trying to grow the NASCAR fan base by having that heel. It again goes back to wrestling. Everybody, you have the heel to sell the tickets so that you can go watch the other guy beat him up, right?
Yeah, the guy you love to hate.
Yeah. So
I know that attitude wouldn't cut it in TDR.
Kyle has to take sensitivity training during the off season. So
I think
Dustin's got.
Tyler himself has started referring to him as Karen Bush.
Yes. Jay Downham, yes, totally playing the part. That is what Hamlin is doing now. I can see Hamlin doing that. I think Hamlin's days also are numbered with JGR.
I don't know. Hamlin brings a lot of speed.
Yeah, but I think what his ultimate goal is he's gonna. And here comes our leader on lap 45. He made it to the halfway
Yep.
point.
Split the race.
So
Barring any yellows, and he ran up front the whole time, so we imagine if he can stay out front, he should be good to go.
it's like they're all starting to come in. All these lead lap guys are going to be coming down pit road.
Well, you know, everybody was waiting on Shelton to come down. They figure if he can make it, I can make it, and nobody wants to go a lap down on a weird pit strategy. So
I'm not sure Shelton is still in full fuel, 4 tires.
now you wonder though, the guys that came early, is that fresh rubber going to be enough to take a few seconds out of that lead he had over them?
Well, they were probably gaining time at that point. Shelton is coming out. He's a little bit of traffic here, trying to navigate the exit of pit road. Wow, that got interesting coming off pit road there. The 99, the 22. The 22 basically running Devin Zimmerman up the track, but Zimmerman has really closed the gap. Must have gotten into his pit stall a little bit better, a little bit quicker than Shelton. Andrew Bisnett has assumed the lead over Lonnie Mixon.
And I assume he's jumping in there for his bonus point.
Bisnett is coming down pit road.
Yeah, and pit entry here isn't that difficult, but it really is making sure you keep your tachometer right where it needs to be for that perfect speed in. You know, don't overshoot your pit stall, but exit can be tricky when it gets busy.
Lonnie Mixon has come down pit road. Jeremy Gaiman's come down pit road. So Ryan Shelton will assume the lead once again, or he should.
Okay, quite a few takers there with no to low mistake rates.
So Dustin, is that something that NASCAR has said he's doing, or are you just saying that he needs to do that?
Field's pretty well sorted now.
Yeah, Ryan Shelton has assumed the lead again. He is starting to pull away from Zimmerman, so he's definitely either Zimmerman's back. Oh,
Bisnett gets loose, comes across the nose of the 49.
And we do have our first caution, lap 42.
And
right behind the leaders. Oh, my.
I heard 19 fists hitting a steering wheel right there.
Yeah.
You know, if they'd have just waited 2 more laps.
Pace car is out. Oh, the 49 really took one.
Now, we did have a couple guys. I remember Nicholas Smith stands out. I think there were 1 or 2 other cars that did pit maybe 10 laps earlier than these guys. Do you think they come in and their yellows are in the back already?
Did you see that?
Whew.
Did you see how close Devin Zimmerman got? See, now, Bisnett's going to wiggle there. Then he gets loose. 49 gets under him and hits him. Look at that.
Oh, man.
Devin Zimmerman is lucky. And the 49 just got ran over towards the end.
That is some excellent awareness.
One more time. Little wiggle. Gets it loose. Whoa. And right there, I don't know who that was that just missed the 49, but.
Yeah, it looked like the 49 may have been having some connectivity issues there as well. I saw the car kind of disappear and come back. I don't think that factored into the accident. I think he was getting taken out no matter what.
Ryan
But it had to have made Devin's job a little harder.
So they decided to jump back into the pits, and we got a race off pit road. Oh boy. Oh, those guys, those front guys, decide to come back in, put the fresh rubber on again on the right sides.
Interesting strategy.
Make
They
sure we
really
had
don't-
enough fuel for a green-white checker.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the green-white checker and making sure you got the tank packed. They must have been very close on fuel coming into lap 45.
So that is going to be interesting for sure. NASCAR, I didn't know that. I didn't know NASCAR told Kyle he needs to take sensitivity training. Yeah, Jay, they have one quick repair.
And all the tires they want.
That's right, all the tires they want.
I think if we see a late caution, there'll be a few more takers on pit road.
So who is assumed the lead here is the question. Did Shelton remain the leader?
We'll have to wait for them to cycle past the timing line to get an accurate read. And I think they just are doing that now.
Sean Warrob.
Followed by Jeremy Gaiman. Ryan Shelton cycled back to third.
And Rick Kohler up to fourth. Although it looks like Warrob now coming out of pits. So maybe they saw those other guys and said, well, we better do the same thing.
like most in our military and our heroes here at home, leading by example.
Yeah. That's right. I think Jeremy Gaiman may be your leader to the line here.
See quite a few cars stacked up behind the pace car there.
Yeah,
I
they're
assume
looking for
they're
their
waiting for the
wave
wave
around. Dustin, that was one heck of a football game with a heartbreaker. And Carson Wentz has now lost 3 games all by himself.
No team behind him, huh?
No, he literally has given away 3 games.
Well, at least he's a giver.
Yeah. It's wonderful. I'm going to be started on Carson Wentz. We're here to watch racing. It is Jeremy Gaiman, Ryan Shelton, Devin Zimmerman, Ethan Thompson.
Yeah, as we see those front guys get their wave arounds here by the pace car. So they'll all get a lap back and be a little closer to being in contention for at least a couple spots. I don't think anybody's going to have anything for a lot of the guys we saw running in there up front. But,
And so that that's
a
an
late
interesting
accident
one.
could change everything.
Well, that's the interesting part. These leaders, lead lap guys, all decide to come down pit road, except for Gaiman, I'm assuming. Get 4 freshies, top off that fuel, make sure you're good for a green white checker. The other guys got a chance to stay out because it was a short time from the pit stops to the yellow, and they got a lap back. So there's a couple guys with 1 lap down that really got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and we're probably going to see some racing in the back as they fight for that lucky dog position.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to start getting hairy because we are past the halfway point, and guys are going to have to start, being a little less cautious, a little
go
less
time.
savings here, and here we go. As Jeremy Gaiman gets
the
a
line.
huge jump.
Excellent restart there.
Absolutely. Shelton looks to the inside of Gaiman.
Making quick work of them.
Woo-wee. Zimmerman following Shelton. Side by side going in the corner. Zimmerman underneath Gaiman. They're bringing her along Ethan Thompson.
It's amazing the difference the tires are making here. I think
4 lap tires.
I think everyone that's running by the 09 right now has them just a little bit fresher, not much.
Yeah, not much. You had about three racing laps, or 4 late racing laps on them.
That's just when
But
they start coming
big
in to me.
difference. As you see, Gaiman just continues to fall backwards.
I wonder when Devin actually caught up to Jeremy Gaiman there, and Gaiman slid up the track a little bit, and I wonder if he didn't get some excessive wear on that right front.
That's very possible.
Trying to keep from getting run over.
We are a little tighter up front now. Shelton doesn't have such just, comfy sit back and have a Sunday drive. He's got Zimmerman bearing down on him along with Ethan Thompson.
Yeah, we saw about halfway through that first green flag run, Devin Zimmerman can be faster than Ryan Shelton, but we also don't know how much Ryan was laying back, and it looks like they're running about the same speeds right now.
Yeah, they're all running right about the same times. Those guys behind get to save a little bit if they need it. Plus the draft is going to help them.
Well, front three have really started to walk away from fourth place there, and it looks like Ryan's opening a bit of a gap on Devin as we speak at the line.
Yeah, just a little bit, but that could change. As you saw, Zimmerman towards the end of the run really have the speed. So if he can keep a closer gap, you may see something happen towards the end here. Of course, with 33 to go, and anything could happen. We might not be done with yellow flags.
That's very true. Or we go green to the end, and I think Devin might be a little bit more worried about his rear view mirror than his windshield at this point.
Yeah, Jay, I don't know. Ethan Thompson, he's pretty fast too. He's kind of moved up quite a bit in the field. I don't think he had the greatest starting position.
As we see him looking to the inside of Zimmerman
looking
now,
to the inside of,
and he's there.
Zimmerman tried to throw a little block on him, didn't work.
Yeah, it's hard to drive that car all the way from the top side to the bottom when somebody really wants to go down there and get by you.
We are 31 to go. 30 to go at the strike.
Looks like Ethan Thompson's put about a car length between him and Zimmerman.
I just wonder how much Zimmerman knows that the other guys don't know about the savings. Because he did have that better run towards the end. If he stay green, that could play into his favor.
I do notice he's running about half a lane higher than Ethan Thompson is. And Ethan Thompson's actually running about half a lane lower than Ryan Shelton. So Ryan Shelton and David Zimmerman seem to be running about the same line as Ryan Shelton proves me wrong and goes right to the line that time by.
Zimmerman looking underneath. Underneath the Thompson here. Thompson's shutting the door on him just a little bit there.
Yep.
You don't want to do that too long. Continuously run down there because that's just going to chew you up as you see him running the low. He's going to run low.
You know, Shelton's got a big grin on his face watching this battle get smaller and smaller in his mirror.
Yeah, that's right. I would like to show the rest of the field at some point. Once again, I don't want to leave the other guys out, but we've got a battle up front here at the moment. And that 12 of Harrigus, I mean, he's not out of it in fourth position.
No, I mean, if they get side by side again up front, he's got plenty of opportunity to catch up to these guys that are starting to walk away from him. But like you said, he's not out of it.
As they have caught back up to Thompson or to Shelton here. Ethan Thompson has, along with Devin Zimmerman, got to maintain that 2/10.
Yeah, we're about 2 car lengths from first to second and 1 car length from second to third, with a handful of car lengths between third and fourth. And I think fourth place is in a good spot. I mean, if these 3 guys get mixed up in something up front late in the race, Corey Harrigus could come take this thing from all 3 of them.
Absolutely.
back through the field, they're pretty spread out.
Yeah, they seem to be a lot more spread out, a little less racy as our front group here. Although they seem to be wanting to line up now and maybe just take it easy. We got 25 to go. We'll start seeing moves here probably in about 10 laps, I'd say.
Oh yeah, 5 to 10 laps. You really got to turn it up. I think 20 to goes. It's kind of my magic number. When there's 20 laps left, you start being a little more risky and trying to get your car somewhere where you're gonna get some extra points.
We got 55 and 7. Little race, I believe that's Rick Kohler and Sean Warrob.
Who's in the car in front there with the mouth fascia on the front of that car? I like that.
That is Sean Warrob here.
That is aggressive. I certainly wouldn't want to see any of these guys in my mirror, but that one paint scheme, goodness gracious.
Zimmerman again was looking underneath Thompson and is giving Shelton that cushion once again as they have fallen back to 0.6 of a second.
Yeah, barring any issues, if these two guys keep racing, Shelton's sitting pretty.
I know Zimmerman's probably sitting back there chomping at the bit saying, I want to go, buddy.
Yeah, it's funny. It seemed like he was able to get the pass on Zimmerman pretty easily, but now it's Zimmerman who has a little more speed maybe under the hood.
Yeah, I think he can make the run, but Thompson keeps closing the door on him. We'll see what kind of happens here as we hit 22 to go, 21 at the line.
Well, 20 laps to go, a racetrack becomes like a jail. There are no doors, there's only windows.
That's right. We got Chuck McDonald once again, Jesse Elliott.
Oof.
That's a little close. That's Robert Cockrum up there in the 90.
That's closer than I want to be at Texas, especially as we get later into this green flag, running the tires slick off a little bit.
And this
you
is
really
an
don't want
interesting one because you've got Chuck, who is a lead lap car, and Elliott is 2 laps down.
I know you really don't want to. A track like this where the cars can get loose later in the run, you really don't want to lean on people and try to pinch them down too much because you're never sure when they're going to hit a bump funny and come up the track half a lane and ruin both your days.
As Chuck finally clears them on the inside there. Guys are getting spread out a little bit. Thompson's now put 3 car lengths between him and Zimmerman.
Yeah, it seems like Zimmerman's getting some good runs on exit, and it seems like entry, whereas Heath and Thompson makes a little bit of gains on them. As they do the complete opposite of what I said.
Yeah, that's all like that. See, Corey's just riding around. He has lost some time. But he's riding around with Jeremy Gaiman behind him.
Yeah, and he's staying well ahead of Jeremy too. I think his finishing position, if they stay green, is probably pretty secure unless Jeremy can find a couple extra horsepower under that hood.
Be 17 to go at the line for Ryan Shelton. He has got a 6 car length lead right now. Zimmerman is falling back.
There's no saving at this point.
No, you got to go, especially 0.6 to a second back. You got to go.
And we assume with that late pit stop by the leaders, everybody should be good on fuel.
Tommy, wake up! No yawning in my booth.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it gets to be one of those where you're just kind of looking at the guys going around in a circle for a while.
Well, the problem is they're too good. You expect at Texas, there should be some late spins when these tires slick off. When these guys have really just been doing a good job of keeping the car together, being patient. Obviously, they're turning up the intensity lap after lap as we get closer and closer to that white flag, but they're doing an excellent job of keeping the car under them.
Yeah, they really are. These guys are driving the heck out of these cars, and you go back to last week at Daytona. Daytona breeds cautions, and you had one.
Yeah, last week was some impressive driving by everyone that was there.
So this has turned out to be an awesome series with some awesome driving skill by these guys.
Yeah,
Thompson's starting to close that gap just slightly.
had a little wiggle there out of Thompson.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a bump on the track because it seemed when we watched Biznet and his wreck, he kind of wiggled before he lost it. I don't know if there's a bump on the track that caused that or not.
Yeah, it didn't look like Ethan really got loose there, but the car definitely took a decided twitch to the left real quick.
Shelton's just up there cruising with a 7-car length lead. It'll be 13 to go at the line.
As Jay Downham pipes up in the chat that as long as there's no disaster, Shelton has it won. He showed a ton of speed at Nashville, keeping up with Ricky and McCann.
Oh yeah, this guy's got skill. He's one of those guys. He's a McCann, Ricky type of driver. So he got lost it with the could have had the Daytona win, lost it with the strategy. Zimmerman was obviously quick, but they had the strategy played out, and his partner and made a mistake coming off pit road, and they weren't able to maintain.
Yeah, and one thing I should point out to our viewers in YouTube land too, a lot of these guys have been with us since season 1, so we actually started in the street stocks for 2 seasons. The veterans, and we got a car on the wall.
We got Cockrum in the wall again.
And I was just about to brag about how good they were driving.
I'm not sure what happened. I was just going to start clicking through the field app to go to Cockrum's car, and he was in the wall there. Oh, Chuck McDonald was on his roof. Let's see, 25. And then, Cockrum and McDonald and Chuck.
Yeah, looks like Cochran might have got on the brakes a little hard there trying to check up and avoid the incident and became a part of it himself.
Yeah, let's see. It starts with 25. Gets up into McDonald, hits the inside.
Yeah. And McDonald has it, and it just, the 09 or the 90 there was spooked and scared himself into the incident, I think.
He did. And, with this chrome paint, you'd think you'd see a lot of scratches being on your roof, but if you watch his roof, it comes out nice and clean.
Yeah, that 90, touched the wall.
And then he just chuckling for a ride. Look how clean that roof is.
Yeah, barely a scratch. He didn't stay on it like I do, so.
So now things get interesting, and here they come down pit road.
Yeah, I think Shelton's confident in his pit stops. I think he's expecting to come out there out front. I assume this would be gas only.
No, this would be right sides. Right side tires.
Not if I'm in second.
Car's up. Right side tires are going on. Car's up. He's taking 4. Shelton is taking
4 up front.
4. And is still going to win the race off pit road.
Well, the advantage of that first pit stall.
That's right.
I was mentioning before that incident that a lot of these drivers have been with us in season 1 when they started in the street stocks because we weren't sure how good everyone would be. did a second season, everyone improved. They stepped into the trucks, and now that they've stepped into these cup cars, a lot of these guys that weren't doing so well season 1 are doing excellent now. You look at Jeremy Gaiman, you look at Lonnie Mixon. I don't think a single incident we've called tonight has been one of the veterans from season 1.
Should we explain our Lonnie Mixon story?
Which one?
How Lonnie was always the one we were like, uh-oh.
Oh yeah, another story we can tell on the air. Yeah, Lonnie used to be an inside joke in the Veterans League.
Yes, he did. There was one time we were gonna park him, I believe.
Oh yeah, Lonnie used to get in a lot of trouble, and he's learned how to behave for the most part, at least within iRacing. We have a couple stories from Sunny South Raceway we're probably not allowed to tell on the air, but he's much more well behaved on the track than he used to be.
Yes. Oh boy. All right, so all you guys out there watching, I know.
Well, real quick, the 49 of Walter just chimed in on the Discord. He apologized for the blinking that he had. He's going to try to get that worked out for next week.
All right. So we're gonna come racing with I think 6 to go.
Everybody's got the same equipment up front. They all got fresh tires.
Fresh tires. It's now a shootout. There's no more saving.
They
So
may have different loads of fuel. They might have taken different amounts of fuel.
That's correct. So who is now your favorite to win this race? All you guys watching, who do you think's going to take this now that it is no longer about tire saving? It's just about pure speed. Who's got this race? Let us know your thoughts.
Barring a tragic event, I'm going to go with anybody in the top 5. This could get a little crazy with 5 to go.
Yeah, it very well could. It's going to be interesting.
Lights are off on the pace car. I
There's
see a lot of dancing
guys
back
with
there.
chances now. A lot of guys with chances. Yep, we got
See
one
them
to go.
putting the heat in those tires too. It's also a restart on cold tires. You know, most of these guys are experienced enough. It shouldn't trip them up, but they can be tricky. You can spin the tires. You can miss a shift.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're not going to have many, laps left here, so you're going to have to be on your game. No mistakes. Shelton with the advantage, being able to, take green. Zimmerman's going to have to anticipate when Shelton goes.
And I know from running with you on a couple of races, at moments like this, you just go right up the middle, right?
Oh, I do, absolutely.
Hope they get out of the way, and maybe a friend goes with you.
I mean, I do. I don't, or you force it 3 wide to the outside, one or the other, but you go. It's go time. You do not hold back here.
You got to go to get your best position. At the end of the day, this is a season, and at the end of the season, you got to have the most points.
So Jay Downham's going with Shelton here, and here we go. Pace car's off. Shelton, Zimmerman, Thompson, Bruce, Amsden is up front in the 4th position. Shelton with a great
takes
jump.
off like a rocket. Zimmerman sorted back to 3rd by Thompson.
And Thompson takes the 2nd position from Zimmerman. And Shelton's on the gas now.
He's really flexing those muscles.
Got Lottie Mixon, Jeremy Gaiman, Andrew Biznett after that first wreck, top 10s right now.
Yeah, gap the line less than a half a second to 2nd and just over to 3rd.
Ethan's not giving up on him though.
Well, looks like he's closing in a little bit.
Zimmerman falling back. Doesn't have that early run speed that these guys have.
Down to 2 car lengths between 1st and 2nd.
We are going to have a finish. We're going to be 5 to go.
Ethan Thompson right there.
He is on him now. Head down the back stretch. We'll be 4 to go at the line. Into turn 3. This is where Ethan really had some speed. Last lap was coming around here.
He seems to make a lot up through the tri-oval and the entry into 1 here.
Starts to look underneath at Shelton. Thompson going to be underneath him as he tries to close. Shelton tries to close the door, but he can't. Thompson's going to take him underneath.
But does he have enough to clear him?
Shelton really pinches him down there, doesn't let him get the run. And Shelton is going to keep it at the line. We're 3 to go.
Side by side. You know Devin Zimmerman is loving this because this is giving him some
Ethan
time
Thompson
to
has cleared Shelton as they go into the backstretch.
Shelton looking outside of Thompson. I think he's there.
Thompson's got him cleared into 3.
Devin Zimmerman lurking in the background.
We are 2 to go, and it is Ethan Thompson up front of Ryan Shelton.
And as hard as they're driving, I think Devin's got to be there by 1 to go. If he can keep his own car together.
Absolutely. It's these guys are hauling now. There's no holding back as they go into 3. This is where Ethan Thompson has the speed on Shelton. As you see, he does pull away slightly. We are 1 to go. Ethan Thompson out front of Ryan Shelton and Devin Zimmerman. They're out of 2 and into the back stretch, and Ethan Thompson 2 car lengths.
I have to roll that car through tech.
Yeah. He goes into 3, and he is just flying through 3.
That car is loving that fresh air.
Into the tri-oval, across the stripe, it's Ethan Thompson with the victory over Ryan Shelton. Devin Zimmerman in 3rd. Ryan Shelton, I think, may be a little bit upset.
just a
Bruce
bit.
Amston, who we didn't talk about a lot, gets 4th. Corey Eriks, Sean Warob, Lonnie Mixon, Rick Kohler, Jeremy Gaiman, Andrew Bisnet, Chuck McDonald, Robin Parton, Matthew Kopp, Michael Green, Robert Cockrum, Jonathan Hutchinson, Kevin G., Donald Price, Nicholas Smith, Jesse Elliott, Ryan Walter. Jim doesn't count.
Jim does count. Race control always finishes.
But how about that? Bruce Amsden, who we didn't talk about a whole lot during this race.
Yeah, got himself a top 5 and the points to go with it.
Awesome job. Great race by everybody tonight. And Ethan Thompson going to come home with the victory.
Yeah, great job by Ethan, kind of, pacing Shelton out, waiting for his moment. Like I said, there's no doors, there's only windows in those last 20 laps, and he certainly found a way to get through it.
Yeah, when it's, you don't have to worry about saving any tires, you just go for it. And he did, and he pulled out the victory over Shelton.
Speaking of Ethan Thompson, he's one of the drivers that happens to have his radio on. Would you like to try
him in here and have a little conversation about those last couple laps?
Yeah, I think what's left of the rear tires off. We'll get Ethan Thompson dialed up here. Hey, Ethan, this is Tommy up in the booth. You got a read on us, buddy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, congratulations on that W. I know it's a very broad question, but how did you do it?
Honestly, it's kind of a good question because I do not think that I was the fastest car. I think Ryan was definitely the fastest of the field, no doubt. If it hadn't been for that last caution, I definitely wouldn't have been able to get him. He was definitely the fastest on the longer run, but I guess I was just a little bit better than he was on the short run. It seemed like he just couldn't hold it. He couldn't hold it wide open as well in 3 and 4. But I'll take it. Definitely excited about it. First win in the First Responders and Veterans League for me, so definitely happy about that. And thanks to you all for hosting it.
Yeah, you alluded to it, Ethan. The 3-4 speed. We just noticed how you could, when you were chasing them down, you were just closing that gap so much in the 3 and 4 and through the tri-oval. The gap kind of remained the same through 1 and 2, but you just had that line or had that speed in 3 and 4, and once you got underneath them, It was like it was no going back because he needed that inside line in order to get by you. So were you guarding that inside?
I wasn't necessarily. I guarded it a little bit on that backstretch. Once I finally got to his inside, I wasn't sure if he was going to try to force the issue. I really thought he was going to be a little bit more aggressive on trying to pin me down and keep me from getting my entry into 3 and 4, since that's where my strong suit was. But he left me a pretty good entry that once I got into 3 and 4, I was able to drive away at that point.
Well, you were certainly able to pull it off. Congratulations on the W, and welcome to the Sunny South Raceway, Victory Lane. I don't know why, but our Victory Lane is named after another racetrack.
Well,
I just realized saying that, I was like, man, no one's going to know where we're running at the end of these things.
well, thanks. Definitely appreciate it.
Yes, sir, and thank you for your service and everything you've done for the country, either at home or abroad. I'm not sure if you're military or a first responder, but to everyone in this series, we want to make sure we thank all of you for what you guys have done for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, thank you,
All right.
Ethan. And
Yeah, you're welcome.
Quickly, Jay Downham on the chat says, "Congratulations, Ethan."
Appreciate it.
And before I let you go, for the record, he picked Shelton to win, so you proved him wrong.
Yeah, Jay Downham did not pick you to win.
It's all right. He like I said, he was. I still say he was the class of the field. If it hadn't played out the way it did, I think he'd be sitting right now. So,
Well,
Absolutely.
awesome job.
that's
We're looking forward to next week, man.
yeah, absolutely.
Take care, buddy. Go enjoy it.
Yeah, you too.
Let me get him sorted back to where he belongs. I
Yeah,
don't
and
have
if
Ryan
we have
Shelton.
Ryan Shelton, do we have him today?
His radio was on, but I assumed he turned it off for responsible reasons. But I can dial up third place of David Zimmerman, so let's get him on the radio here.
Devin. It's Devin for the second time.
I don't know why I keep saying David. Devin, this is Tommy up in the booth. You got a read on us, buddy?
I got you guys. Nice to talk to you again.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man. You didn't bring home the W this time, but you were definitely up there in contention. What did that final battle look like from back in third?
I wish I would have been a lot closer, but just the dirty air was hard to follow, especially when two cars were battling. If it's just one car in front of you, you're okay, but once you get two cars in front of you, it's just hard to follow as close as you want to, and getting off the turns, it was so tight. So I was having to pedal it a little bit off the turn, and that was kind of costing me, and I lost a little bit of ground, but I'd rather bring it home third than wreck it. So that was kind of the strategy at the end, but man, I wish it would have stayed green. I was so much better on the long runs.
Well, that's what we alluded to early on because in the first run, which went all the way up through lap 45 in the pit stops, you were closing the gap lap after lap and had the much better long run speed. And it was kind of the cautions that did bite you, in the end of it, I guess.
Yeah, I saw the 9 was pretty quick too, Ethan. He was really fast on the long runs, keeping pace with me. Once we got about 25 laps in, he could really keep pace. We were kind of stationary, him and I, and then I started gaining on 99. I was like, you know what, I'm going to pit here right on him, and I nailed pit road entry. I was so happy. It was so close though, but I nailed it, and then got off in front of him, but there was a slower car.
We saw that little traffic coming out of pit road there.
Pit road, and I didn't know there was room enough for two cars, but the 99 stuck it in there, and I was like, I didn't see him until too late, and it scared me, and I was like, well, okay, whatever. I'll get you back. It's fine. It's like if this thing stays green 20 laps, you're coming back to me, man. So, yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Long runs. I like to save the tires and really show the speed on the long runs in the car, but wasn't to be tonight, but that's okay. I'll take their place. I think I'm still points leader, so I'll take it.
Awesome.
Yeah, the points are what matters at the end of the season if you're going to take home, the big trophy. But while I have you in the booth, so I messed up your first name twice. I don't know why I was calling you David. But I'm sure I also messed up your title. So I remember you're a member of the esports division. Can you elaborate on what your title is with the military?
Yeah, so I race for Air Force Gaming. So Air Force Gaming is a gaming community inside the Air Force to bring about camaraderie through gaming and also to support each other through gaming. It's getting a little more official and it's being recognized on the Air Force level as far as just regular sports overall goes. Um, then the iRacing aspect of it, which I'm a part of, is the sim competition racing. So we represent Air Force Gaming in multiple different leagues. There's like 5 of us that are currently on the team. We're probably going to add a few more, but right now we do pretty much any of the big time iRacing events, like the endurance events. So Le Mans, 24 hours of Bathurst, 24 hours of Spa. We do all that stuff, and then a couple of the other guys race in some road course leagues. That's their primary discipline. I'm really one of the only oval guys. There's another guy who I was trying to bring in. He wasn't able to be here tonight though, but him and I are kind of the oval side of the house. So I specialize in that, and I brought it to this league. I figured it's just a good opportunity to get the word out there for any active duty Air Force or Space Force who are watching, because we encompass both Air Force and Space Force. So within this Air Force Gaming, but yeah, it's just a great community to be a part of, and we just support each other. I've been talking to was a War up there a little bit. He's getting in with us, so he should be joining us here soon. But yeah, maybe you'll see another blue and camo car out there. We'll see.
Be awesome.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, if you need anything from us, or there's anything we can do to help you guys out on the iRacing side of the esports, please reach out to us, let us know, and we'll do our best to do what we can for you.
Yeah, of course. And thank you guys for putting this on again. Just wanted to say, of course, Air Force Gaming primary and everything I do for this league. We also have some secondaries. I got LiftWorks Incorporated, Chicago Heights, Start Tool and Die, Healthcare Billing Incorporated, Raise Energy, Hunterdon Anesthesia Associates, Teespring, Common Sense Supplements, Hooters, and my spotter. I call him Malenko. His name's Joshua Bayet. I call him Malenko. I got his logos on the front bumper of the car there. It looks like the cool little Michelin Man logo. He likes that a lot. So got him on the car. Pit Stop TV, Whiplash Media. Just want to big thank you to all of them. They kind of make the iRacing side of the house for me spin round, so can't leave any of them out. But yeah, thank you guys again, and I can't wait to get back at it next week. I really wanted this one.
I will tell you, if there's one thing oval drivers do better than road racers, it's not just go fast in circles. It's call out all of our sponsors. I think oval racers have more sponsors than anybody on the planet.
Yeah, maybe. I know the F1 guys have a lot, but you really only hear them name the main ones. So
Exactly. Never forget the little guy.
yeah, exactly.
Well, good deal, Devin.
Also want to give a shout out to the guy who finished 4th, Bruce. Him and I are in another league together. He is a part of my racing team, Tank Racing, on Speed Racing Networks, which is on. Actually, he's racing on Wednesday night. He races in our truck series.
Awesome.
So I just want to give a big shout out to him. I know that was a big finish for him. I'm glad he was up there with me.
Yeah, that was awesome. We didn't talk about him much. We went through the field, did get to see him a little bit, but then seeing him finish up there 4th was pretty awesome.
Yeah, very much. I'm glad he was able to keep up with us there for a little bit.
Well, Devin, thanks a lot, man. We look forward to next week.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, buddy.
10-4, brother. Let's we got time for one more interview, Andy, you think?
Sure, we can go one more.
Let me get I tried to get Bruce Amson to turn his radio on. I don't know if he saw the message I sent to him. Let's get Corey Harrigus finishing 5th. And he's part of normally a 3-driver team, only 2 drivers with him lately.
Is loud.
So I guess he can't handle the intensity that is the Hebert.
I think they just dialed him up.
Hey, Corey, this is Tommy up in the booth. You got a read on us?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was doing something else. So what can I do for you? My bad. I was concentrating.
So
Did we learn nothing? through the first 3 seasons. You got to be professional in the booth.
Yeah, well, I figured ignoring you guys works the best.
So,
Go ahead, Andy.
coming home fourth tonight. You were
Fifth.
fifth. You were there pretty much the whole race. Watching those leaders. What'd that look like for you?
I was frustrated. I couldn't catch them. I thought I would, and I was good on the short runs, but the longer the runs went on, the tighter the car got, and I just had nothing for them. So it was just frustration and some choice words behind the wheel.
I'm glad you kept it behind the wheel and not in that first moment when I brought you in here.
Oh yeah, well, I couldn't hear you. I had actually something else going on my headset, but sorry.
You got to always be ready.
Well, I didn't think you'd pull me in here. Top 5, sure, but not the top 3.
Well, I really wanted to talk to fourth, but I couldn't get fourth to turn his radio on. So here you are.
Hi.
But finishing in the top 5, you get a bunch of points out of it, right? We're only 2 races in, so I imagine you're going to be sitting pretty at least top 10 in points.
I hope so. I top 5 last week, top 5 this week. Both of them 5th, of course. I can't seem to crack the 5th, but I hope I'm doing pretty good, and I'm now broadcasting, so hopefully everything looks all right.
So what?
Yeah, man.
Could you give us an update on the rest of your team?
Yep.
Well, Kevin is, of course, with us. Mike said they were supposed to move into their house tomorrow, but it could still be time before he actually starts running again.
Okay. Well, we do miss him out on the track, so if you talk to him, let him know we're anxiously awaiting his arrival.
Sounds good. I can get to him. No problem.
Yeah, we gave him a quick shout out pre-race. Just wanted to make sure. We noticed he wasn't here. It's weird only seeing 11 and 12 out there, so we need that number 10 back out here.
Yeah, we need something bouncing off the walls, don't we?
Well, buddy, we'll let you get back to what you were doing before Tommy so rudely interrupted you.
Thanks. Hey, you guys have a great night.
You too, buddy.
You too, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Oh man, wasn't expecting that.
This is your first I don't want to be interviewed interview.
Right. I thought everybody knew the rules. If you're in the booth, hey, you might get pulled up here to be talked to. But I guess it's not often we talk to a 5th place finisher, so I can understand why he might not have been expecting it, but it is what it is.
That's right. Well, Tommy, we saw another awesome race. A little different strategies, a little bit different type of race than we saw last week. So we've seen what these guys got when it comes to, tire races, really, and super speedways. And let me just see if I have the information on where we are next week.
Well, while you find that, I just want to say you called me out. I yawned about halfway through the race, and boy, was I wrong. No, as they got paced out there, I was starting to kind of look around at the Sunoco sign and everything because who wants to watch that long drawn out racing? It's not even exciting on TV with the professional guys, right?
Right.
But man, that ending they brought to us tonight, whew.
Woke you up, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm fired up now. Let's go do another one.
Well, I do not have the information in front of me as far as where we are next week.
I'm going to guess Bristol.
We will see everybody next week on the 8th at Pocono.
Pocono. It's I was gonna try to make it related to Bristol, but it's only got 3 turns, so.
That's
the one
going to be
track
an interesting
like no
one
other.
too. That one is going to be a lot because now you got a racetrack with 3 different turns. Got
a tricky triangle.
Yeah, so we'll see how that one plays out. Looking forward to that one. Saw an awesome race tonight. Congratulations to Ethan Thompson. And I think that about wraps us up there, buddy.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see some more drivers come out here. Again, guys, if you know anybody who's a veteran that's on iRacing, active duty, first responder, tell them to come out. This is free for any of them to come race. The field grew almost by 50% for this event, so heck of a showing out there. One last shout out to our sponsors, B&B Wraps, McConey Setup Shop, Sunny South Raceway for sponsoring Victory Lane, Back Charities for helping provide some of the funding to put this on, and Total Business Solutions NE, our title sponsor,
Yes, hint, hint.
for really making this happen. And of course, a big thank you to our host, Andy Shaner.
Oh, well, thanks, buddy.
I figured I'd throw you a bone.
I just kind of sit here, play with cameras, and talk to you for a couple hours.
You get to play with cameras? I've just been playing with myself the whole time.
Well, you do that often. And on that note, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. We love you guys out there. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for being interactive. Tell your friends, tell your family, have them come out and just watch what we do and support these vets, and let's really give them the support that they're due. But we thank everybody out there for tuning in, and on that